welcome to the Marina Skua Podcast. It has been quite a few months. For those of you who've not watched before, I'm just going to introduce myself a bit. I'm Marina, I'm a knitwear designer and yarn dyer. I've recently moved house and just come back from maternity leave. And so this is going to be a quite quick episode. I'm not going to do my usual detailed look at all the things I've been working on because there's a lot. And today I'm a bit short of time. But this is mostly just to say hello and I'm back and just give a quick update, and then normal service with the podcast will resume in the next few weeks. So yes, I had a baby at the beginning of the year. We then moved house in April, so this is not the space that you will be used to if you've watched the podcast before. I'm definitely still going to be working out my video setup here, just having a look at what I do about lighting. We've got very low ceilings, it's an old house, and we've been doing a lot of work on it. It's been a lot, and yeah, I'm very glad that this room at least is finally approaching doneness, so we've got somewhere that's cozy for the family, even though the rest of the house is still utter chaos. So yeah, I feel like there's loads to talk about, but I'm just gonna stick to the very quick update now of I have now reopened the online shop, so we've got nice local hand-dyed yarns in there. At the moment, there is a small amount of dyed stock left over from before I went on leave, and the exciting news is that I've got new batches of my Mendip lambswool yarn, which I can show you now, and I'm so very happy with them because the range finally makes a bit of sense. It's always been slightly difficult to explain which colours are available on which base. So now we have Mendip 4-ply and Mendip DK. They are lambswool from Fernhill Farm up on the Mendip Hills. They're a lovely regenerative farm working on restoring the landscape that they live in with the use of their livestock. They use mostly organic practices, which I love. They're not certified organic because the certification is a whole thing, but they use organic practices throughout their farming, and they've been breeding for quality of wool for quite a few years now. So we have the white bases. So this one is the 4-ply and this one is the DK, and this is just plain white lambswool. It's mostly Shetland and Romney. There's a little bit of blue-faced Leicester in there. And then we have the grey bases in the same weights. So we've got grey on the 4-ply and grey on the DK. And the grey on the DK is the same that has always been available on the DK. And that is the white lambswool blended with some dark, like very dark brown yarn, which together gives a really nice heathery effect, and so it gives a bit more of visual texture to the yarn, and when it's knitted up it has quite a rustic finish, even though it's actually a very soft yarn because it's, you know, we're not talking 18 micron merino, but it's really lovely handle, and it's really nice and bouncy and squishy. And yes, so these ones are available on my website now, and because I only came back to work in the last couple of days, I haven't done any dyeing yet, but over the next few weeks I'm going to be dyeing up my standard range of colours on those bases, and I will be announcing a shop update with the dyed colours when it's ready. And now these, it does mean that if you are used to my Mendip yarn, this one, the grey, which I'm now calling Cloudy, will be replacing the Stormy base, which was a lovely beige. That one is no more now, because basically the composition of the flock has changed. So some of the lighter brown fawny colours that create that beautiful beige, the genes for those colours are recessive. And so as Fernhill have been breeding their sheep, they've gradually had fewer and fewer of those coloured sheep, to the point where we can't sustainably produce more of that colour yarn. Whereas this grey is, it works with the flock that they have and should be sustainable on an ongoing basis. And so yeah, I'm really, really pleased with them. The spin is beautiful. If you've worked with the yarn before, the sunny base, so the white base, has always been a bit softer, and now both bases, so both colours, are that soft, which I'm really, really pleased with. And I'll just show you this because it's something I've just released. This is a mad little, well, I say little, it's actually a very big motif. So this one is a single repeat of it, so I've done 2 repeats here. And it's got herons on it, and I did it for no other reason than I really wanted to do a heron motif. And so they're grey herons, which are our beautiful native British birds, and I've always found them wonderfully majestic and just improbably large. Like, we don't really do properly big fauna here in the UK, and so herons just seem a bit bigger than they should be, and there's something just slightly ungainly about them that I really like. So I wanted to come up with a colourwork motif, so I have done so. I at some point would really like to use this motif on a jumper design, and I've been encouraged to do so by quite a few people, and I'm really looking forward to doing that, but I do have a lot in my design queue at the moment, so we'll see when I get around to that. But in the meantime, a lot of people were excited at the idea of including the pattern on a cowl or a cushion cover or a blanket or something. So I have released just the chart as a PDF on my website, which I'll put a link to below. As always, I will put links to everything I talk about below. If I forget to do so, sometimes I miss a link that I've mentioned I'll put in. Please just let me know in a comment and I'll add it back in. And yes, so the chart is available on my website. I wanted to make it available on Ravelry as well, but apparently Ravelry doesn't let you add stitch patterns that don't make a finished object. So I'm unable to put it on Ravelry. But the PDF, I'm just putting it up as a pound because it's just a chart. It is a very big chart and did require quite a lot of tweaking and things. But if you're interested in it, it's available for £1 on my website. And yeah. So yes, I am going to be talking about more of the things I've been working on in the next episode. There I'll properly go into what I've been working on, what designs I've got coming up, what I've been publishing recently. You will see that I'm wearing my gown cardigan, which I was working on just before I went on leave and finished early this year. I've been wearing it fairly non-stop. This is in hand-spun yarn that I blended up. And if you're interested, you can go back and watch previous episodes where the process of that yarn happened over a while. And yeah, I'm really, really pleased with it. It's a great length, it's quite long. Comes down to sort of mid-thigh on me. And it's got pockets, which are fantastic. Get my phone in there. Yeah, it's just nice and drapey and really comfy and lightweight and very easy to wear. The designer is Irene Lynn. She does a lot of beautiful patterns. And this top that I'm wearing is my Dryopteris. So I'm not so sure if you can see from there, but I've got nice details along there. Just a little faux cable pattern coming down the side, little split hem there. And this time of year I love wearing this top, in the sort of transitional seasons where it's nice to be able to get the arms out to cool down a bit, but also fundamentally it's getting quite chilly and this house is not warm. So being able to layer up with lots of layers of wool is really, really nice. So yes, other things I've done, I've updated my Patreon. So those of you who have supported me on Patreon throughout my maternity leave, I'm so grateful to. It's been a real help because I suspended a lot of the benefits on there. Everything is back in place. So there will be monthly videos on a specific project. So the next one I'm going to be doing is garment dyeing a cardigan that I've already knitted that isn't quite a colour to my taste. So I'm just going to over dye it just to make it a bit more me. And so I'll be showing the process on that one. And each month I do a specific project like that. And there's a Discord group which is available to all tiers. And that's just a text and photo based chat forum really, where we share what we're working on and have a chat about things and encourage each other, and it's just a really lovely space. It's really nice to see what people are working on in there. We do monthly Zoom calls at certain tiers, which I really, really enjoy. It's a lovely group of people. I really look forward to the calls, and it's just very friendly and welcoming, and it's a nice chance to just chat with like-minded people about crafts and making. And then I will say, I usually say sign up to my newsletter and follow me on Instagram. Please, especially sign up to my newsletter if you're interested in what I'm up to. Instagram is a bit of a mess at the moment. It's very difficult to actually get people to see what I'm doing. I'm hoping that as I'm posting a bit more regularly, more people will see my photos, but it's requiring a lot of effort for not getting a huge amount back out of it. And so I will still be posting on Instagram because there are lots of people there that I like to keep in touch with, and I also really like sharing photos of what I'm working on. But if you actually want to keep up with the business and my designs and my yarn and occasional offers and things, then my newsletter is the place to go. And I think with that, I'm going to leave it there because I have so much more that I could share, but I'm going to save it for the next video. And I'm going to apologise for the slightly shorter and simpler video, but I hope you'll understand. Still dipping my toe back into work, and next time I'll be back with a fully fledged, properly skewer style video. And if this is the first time seeing my videos, do go and check out the previous ones. There are a few years of videos at this stage of just various projects I've been working on. And so until next time, I'll say thank you very much for joining me. Bye bye.